Greetings, fellow linguophiles, language lovers, friends. I'm here speaking about languages again. Today's topic is obviously about languages, but today's topic is going to be about why so many languages. All right. I'm just going to take myself for example. All right. When someone asks me what language do I speak, I basically say English. Okay, just because that's really the only language that that I feel most comfortable with. Right. It's my native language. It's the only language I feel I can really express myself fully, which, you can argue and debate and stuff. But, I just say English because, like, I've studied... Here's a quick tangent, alright? Here's a quick tangent. There's a lot of people out there who, like, language learning, and, like, people get impressed, right? Like, they say, oh, you can speak these different languages, to what level of proficiency or whatever, but you can speak a lot of languages, that's great, it's impressive. But I don't really do that. Just because, like, honestly, like, I don't feel that I'm that good in the language that I speak. But these are the ones I've studied. I've studied Spanish, I've studied German, Croatian, alright? Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian, Macedonian. Wait, no. Montenegrin, right? So basically, Spanish, German, Croatian, Filipino, and Russian. Okay, and I'm starting on Chinese a little bit too. I'm starting Mandarin Chinese. So that's 6. Like, but really, like, can I have a conversation in all those languages? Not all of them. You know what I mean? Can I read a book? Can I read a newspaper in all those languages? Can I write an essay? Not really. So it's like, you tell people you speak all these languages, like, great, you study them because it's a hobby, it's fun, alright? And that's pretty much the topic of this video, is like, why so many languages, right? It's like people say, okay, well, let's say you learned like Spanish, right? Well, why don't you just stick with Spanish and, like, learn to be like, get like a native like level in Spanish and be like, hey, that's great, But for me, and I think for a lot of the fellow language learners out there, it's not about that. It's not about just picking a language and like being satisfied with it, because language learning is so demanding, alright? Like, honestly, like, it takes years to get to a level of proficiency in any one language, right? Like, take for example German for me. I studied German for basically 3 years at the university level, and like, at the beginning of those 3 years I knew pretty much nothing. At the end of those 3 years, like, I could watch I could watch TV, read books, listen and understand. Like, I'm pretty, German's probably my best language, alright? I'm pretty good in German. But still, there's a lot of stuff that, like, I can't do. Like, there's vocabulary I don't know, certain colloquialisms and stuff I don't know, so it's like, you know what I mean? Great. But I feel like my German level's at a point where I feel comfortable in the goals that I've set for myself for when I learn a language, which is I want to be able to understand and speak, you know what I mean, like basic communicative ideas, nothing real academic in my speaking, and then I want to be able to like read children's books and like get a basic grip of a newspaper, because newspaper reading is pretty demanding, alright? You need to know a lot of vocab and just have a lot of you need to be good. And then also write like basic emails, you know what I mean, like writing emails. So those are my goals for language learning. This is kind of important, okay? Basic conversation, speaking and listening, reading like children's books, and like low-level fiction, and basic newspaper understanding, and also writing emails, you know what I mean? And so that takes like a long time. You pick any language, like, basically give yourself 2 years of hardcore study, you know what I mean? If it's a tough language like Chinese, Arabic, Korean, Hindi, ones with different writing systems, you know what I mean? Give yourself maybe 3 years of studying like every day, you know what I mean? Okay, now that's the point. The point of this video is why so many languages. Now the point is that so many languages, because once, like, take for example German. Like, once I got to a level in German where it was like, okay, I feel comfortable, I can write emails, I can read books, you know what I mean? Write emails, read books, I can do all the stuff I wanted to do, understand TV shows and documentaries, and like, you know what I mean? Speak my ideas, like, quickly, not hesitating, without hesitation. I was like, hey, this is great. And it felt great because you put in so much work. Like you put like 3 years of in college, right? Like studying every day, doing homework, essays, whatever, doing all this stuff. And it's like after those 3 years, like the reward is so great, you know what I mean? Because you can communicate with people and like, you know what I mean? Like make new friends in a new language. It feels great. And once you do that, it's like, oh, you want to do it again. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to do that again. And so it's like, okay, now what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to learn Croatian, right? Croatian, what's that? What kind of friends can I make in Croatian? You know what I mean? So, do the same thing. You start from the beginning, right? My next video topic is basic vocabulary. Alright, but this video topic is making friends, alright? Learning why make so many friends, right? Like think about the world. Think about the world as like a giant ball full of potential friends, right? And every language you learn, you have the potential to make millions and millions of friends. You know what I mean? Even maybe thousands, and even maybe hundreds sometime. Maybe even like 3 or 4 if you're talking about Australian Aboriginal language. Australian Aboriginal language. Fascinating topic. Anybody knows anything about Australian Aboriginal languages? Post a video. Here's a couple. Walpiri. That's the only one I know off the top of my head. It's called Walpiri. All the Australian Aboriginal languages about to die off. 2 or 3 speakers. Look on Wikipedia. It's tragic. Alright. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to a couple of language learners out there. Number 1, his name's Torbyne, Richard Simcott. He's probably the guy that got me into YouTube language learning. Like, if it wasn't for he's got a famous video out there of him speaking 16 languages. He's in Poland right now, learning Polish. I got a great deal of respect and admiration for him. Very rarely he puts out videos, but when he does, they're usually pretty good. So, Richard Simcott, Torbyne. I'd just like to say thanks to that guy. I'd like to say thank you because you got me started on YouTube videos. Okay. So quick recap of this video. What we're talking about: why so many languages? Because you can make so many friends. It's so demanding and it's so rewarding. What are my goals when I learn a language? Basic conversation, rapidly and fluently. Reading children's books, newspapers, and like fiction books, and also writing emails. I'd like to give one last shout out to mcormik for posting a great video on Estonian. It's a great video. He's in the Estonian newspaper. It's fabulous. Alright, Estonian newspaper. How many people speak Estonian? Like 1 million people in Estonia. It's not a very large community, but you can tell when it's like, this video's almost done. The more people that speak a language, when you can speak that language, it's like, okay, great. You're one of few. You're one of many, right? But when the language is smaller, like Estonian, when one person speaks that, you're one of few, and it's like you're in a tighter community. Henceforth, Moses McCormick's in Estonian newspaper. Awesome. Estonian. I do have one Estonian resource, and it's a CD. Okay. Shoutouts to Torbyne, Richard Simcott, Sounds to Laushu 555.5, Moses McCormick. Great language learners. Keep posting videos. You know, solid, great guys. My next video topic is going to be, I'll just do them right now.